Okay. Welcome, everyone. Seated Merritt Regular Council meeting, Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. We would like to begin this meeting by acknowledging that we are gathered on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Inkla Kappa and Silk people. Any public input? Thank you. Adoption of minutes. 4.1 Regular Council meeting minutes, October 14th, 2025. Recommendation that the minutes of the regular council meeting held on October 14th, 2025 be adopted. Councillor Etchart, Councillor Petrosi, any errors or omissions? Oh, Councillor Charney.
Fairley Park is spelled incorrectly. There is a E. They have Fairly and it's Fairley under 5.1. Fair was in the park.
Oh, get that. Thank you. All those in favor? One more. Oh, we already did that. Oh, sorry, Councillor Hogan.
We are talking about the October 14th, correct?
October 14th, yes.
Yeah, so there's a typo in my regarding the reports for council from council. And instead of Rotary Club, they put Rotary Club, I believe. So
Yeah. Okay, so just a typo there. Okay. So the agenda, the regular council meeting held October 24th will be adopted as amended. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. 4.2 Special Council Meeting Minutes, October 1st, 2025. Recommendation that the minutes of the special council meeting held October 1st, 2025 be adopted. Councillor Ogan, Councillor Petrosi. Looking at you, Councillor Charney. Oh, excellent. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. General matters, delegations and recognitions. Nicola Valley Shelter and Support Society, presented by Mr. I'm going to kill the name here, sorry, Nyasha Menyani, Executive Director, and Ms. Leona Worley, Communications and Community Engagement Coordinator. If I get you guys to come to the thing, I'll turn the mic on for you and the time is yours. I'll get you to push that button right in front of you there. Excellent. You are good to go.
Well, thank you so much for having us here. We are really grateful for the opportunity. My name is Nasha Manyanye. I'm the new Executive Director with the Nicola Valley Shelter and Support Society. It's been 7 months since I started. Personal background, I've worked as a Director of Operations with the Mustard Seed in Kamloops for the past 6 years. Part of my portfolio there was to oversee street outreach programs, shelter programs, 4 of them. Thrift store and men's recovery program. It was quite a big portfolio. When I moved here, I kind of saw it as an opportunity to continue supporting the community, especially around folks who are living on the streets, often marginalized and vulnerable. Since I started, it's been a lot of work as we've been working with the board to restructure a lot of things, especially with our new location. Site location for the shelter at 2702 Nicola Avenue. Here with me is Liana. She's our comms and community engagement coordinator. Part of our delegation is our shelter manager, John Warren, and also our board member, Elizabeth. They also come to make sure they are supporting us. We are here because we want to share the project that we are working on, supportive recovery housing facility, which is going to be a 12 months program. We would like to do this program at the site location 2751 Nicola Avenue, which is currently the Merritt Lodge Motel. We are currently working with the landlord to have like a leasing agreement in place. But there are a few things that we would like the support from the city for us to go ahead with that program. Page 2. So the vision for this project is a community where individuals heal from addiction, rediscover their identity, and walk forward in hope, culture, and purpose. So the mission is to help individuals heal from substance use disorders by providing a holistic care, cultural safety, and practical life skills that fosters recovery and community belonging, empowering person to make positive choices and building a healthy, fulfilling life. So someone might be asking, what is supportive recovery? So The best definition we can give, it's kind of based on the province of BC in context. So supportive recovery housing refers to a registered bed-based or live-in service, which provides a substance-free, communal, and supportive sober living environment for individuals seeking to recover from substance use challenges. These residents are actually operating as assisted living services under the Community Care and Assisted Living Act. So the goal for us is to, if we work with the landlord for this motel, if we get the special permission from the city, we would need to register that facility as an assisted living so that eligible individuals through the Ministry of Social Development and Poverty Reduction can be able to access those services because they would get paid per diem funding to support the services that we'll be providing to them. So there's like a daily rate that individuals who are seeking supportive recovery would pay through the MSTPR. So that would be the goal, to get the facility registered as an assisted living, as well as for quality and yeah, all the controls that needs to be in place for the assisted living registry. Next slide. So we have been identifying gaps in our service delivery at the shelter. We realized that we are the only shelter in town with a 40-bed capacity. And then also the challenges, there are some individuals who really want to transition out of substance use. The unfortunate thing is they don't have resources around housing that is designed for people to thrive in their recovery journey. So for example, if we want someone, if somebody comes to our caseworkers at the shelter and they want to go to detox, we would have to conduct a detox in Kamloops or in Kelowna. Normally it's 5 to 10 days waiting period. And in addiction life, that's a lot of waiting time. And then by the time the appointment date arrives, they are no longer interested, or things have happened, or maybe they've lost their bed at the shelter because of various number of things. So we kind of finding that it's a huge gap, that we don't have a detoxification program in town. And also, if somebody was going to go to the detox and they are successful, they would come back to the shelter and you have to wait for a recovery bed to be available. So most of these treatments, they are outside town. They say Logan Lake, Lillooet, can be Kelowna, can be Kamloops, but normally the waiting period, we are talking about 4 weeks to 2-3 months of waiting. So this is somebody who's coming back from detox, they are clean, they are ready to get into treatment, but then when they come back to the shelter, it's a harm reduction model, it's a low barrier, so there are other people who are using there. That's going to actually promoting them to relapse quickly because the environment is really not supporting all the effort that they have put in to go through detox. So if you go to the next slide, we realized that since the year started, there were 13 individuals that we referred to detox outside town. 4 of them were successfully get into treatment, but the rest, when they came back during the waiting period, they relapsed and they were no longer eligible for those beds. So we are hoping that with this program, we can have a recovery program based housing in Merritt, which is going to cut down all the waiting period and kind of helps people to quickly get into this program. Some of the programs that are around town normally are 3 months long or 3 months to 6 months. But when you look at it, somebody has been in addiction for 5 or to 10 years, and you want them to reverse all of that within 3 months, it's not practical. So what I have seen when I was working with the Mustard Seed, our program was a 12 months program with the flexibility to stretch it to 24 months, because You really want to help that person to feel stable, because normally with the 3 months programs, from the day they get into the program, they're already thinking about, oh, so at the end of my 90 days, where am I going to stay? Where's going to be my bed? Where is my next meal going to come from? So they don't really provide stability. And what we are really planning here is to have like a longer program, which is going to help us to connect with individuals through different wraparound support, through counseling, relapse prevention programs, helping them to get into employment skills with work opportunities, and help them to get some educational courses. And normally you would see that individuals are ready to go that direction, normally at least 7 months into this kind of program, when they have formed some sort of stability. So the goal for this is to have to build a communal environment where they can connect with other individuals who are also working on their sobriety, to have a structured daily routines, to have social recreational opportunities in place, hospitality services such as including access to meals, housing, and laundry, and to make sure that there's a 24-hour staff presence to make sure they support with crises as they happens. And as we are saying, we want this program to be at least 1 year, but with a possibility to stretch it into 2 years. It's not just recovery, but we are also providing housing to that person. Next one. I'm just, because of time, I'm just gonna go straight to the point. I think you already have this as a presentation with you. So we are going to be working with adults who are 19 and above, those who are eligible through the per diem criteria of the Ministry of Social Development and Poverty Reduction. So obviously it's going to be, it's a non-clinical program. So we have to make sure that those who are accessing that program, they are low-risk individuals. So when it comes to, if somebody really has needs for mental health support, like they need more mental health support, we won't be able to accommodate them in that program. Because it's not built for that. It's a non-clinical program. It's just a program for individuals who have really made a decision that they are now serious to go that direction. We know that relapse is likely to happen, but we have some supports in place for that. Not really to kick them out, but if they are willing, they can go back to detox and come back. We would make sure we keep a bed for them. Next one. So we want to bridge that gap. We want to make sure we bridge the gap that is between clinical treatment, so that is coming from our detox, and to independent living. A lot of times people who are in addiction, they just get into treatment and they're expected that all of a sudden after 3 months, they are ready to start going to get employment, to start to have their life all together. I think in my experience, it's not realistic. So we want to make sure that this recovery housing model, it's going to be a model that is going to bridge that gap for folks who are from Merritt. In our experience at the shelter, 90% of the participants at the shelter, they are from here, they are from Merritt. And these are individuals who are really trying hard to stay close to their families. And we think that this program is going to keep them connected to their families while they're still getting support, because it takes the community for somebody to succeed in their recovery. Yeah, so about leadership with our NVSSS, we have been restructuring to make sure that we can accommodate all these new changes and all these new programs that we are working on. And on the next slides, these are some of the partners that we are going to be working with if this project goes through. So the Interior Health, especially the Mental Health and Substance Use Department, the Assisted Living Registry, they would need to come and inspect the site and to make sure that we get our facility registered. The Ministry of Social Development and Poverty Reduction, obviously, for paying out those daily rates to the eligible clients. We are going to work with the local First Nation bands and as well as First Nations Health Authority. the school district so that those who want to finish their adulthood diploma can get to accomplish that. This is just one of the success stories of TJ. She used to live on the streets. She used to access our shelter, but over the time she got the support, she got into detox. She actually now works for us, and she's been working for us for the past 10 months. So the good thing is she got support outside town, but we were trying to imagine how many more success stories we are going to see if we have our own local program in town. The next one. So the next steps, what we would like is to get some support from the city because we want to work with the landlord to apply for a temporary use permit to use that site. It needs to be converted to an assisted living facility. So I think we would need a change of operating license for that. Once we get that paperwork, we'll start to do our application with assisted living registry. And then once it's all approved, realistically, maybe early next year, if everything goes through, we should be able to start operations there. We are currently working with other recovery programs that are in BC that they use the same model just to continue to develop our own safe delivery plan. And then I think there was slide. These are just the pictures of what the motel looks like. It has 10 bachelor suites that comes with bathrooms, really big enough to give privacy and dignity to those who are focusing on their recovery. It comes with a restaurant space, which we are going to use as for meals, as also as for activities and cultural programs. Next one. And this is the kitchen that we have, which is currently, this is where we are currently cooking the meals for the shelter. So we just gonna continue to use it to provide those meals for the people who are gonna be coming into that recovery program. And we are so grateful for the city. It was really they really helped us to make this kitchen up and running with the required permits when we did the renovations back in June. Yeah, final thoughts.
Yeah. We wanted to say, this is how hope begins, right? And it's not just hope for NVSSS, it's hope for Merritt. And, one of the things that I think Nasha and I can both say coming from a place like the Mustard Seed is that we know that recovery works. And we know it because I can stand here and tell you thousands of stories. Okay, maybe not thousands, but over my 3 years with the Mustard Seed, I talked to client after client after client who said, I wouldn't be where I am today without the supports and stable, housing that the Mustard Seed provided. And so because we know that it works, we wanted to give that same vision here. We wanted to bring that hope. And so, yeah, it's a powerful social investment. So we hope that you consider it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Council, any questions? Councilor Rogan.
So my only concern was about the long-term sustainability. I was thinking 12 months, is that going to be enough? But I'm happy to hear that there is an option for the program to be extended to 24 months for a few individuals. So I'm happy to hear that.
Councilor Petrosi.
Yes, so for this program, it will be for local.
It's going to, sorry.
Or are there going to be people coming in from other communities to attend your facility? Or is it just for local?
We are building this program for the local because we are seeing that there are high numbers of people that are actually going into other communities far away from their families and from their family supports. If we had more of these programs here, we could actually have better successes. So we are going to prioritize on the locals, but I think there are going to be situations where because we can't really push people into recovery, they have to be ready. So I'm thinking there are going to be some instances where we might have a bed that is available. And if there's someone who's coming from Lake Logan or Lillooet or Kamloops, we might have to consider them so that they can also benefit. But the priority is we want to create a pathway out of the shelter residents who really wants to go to recovery because currently they don't have any much options available for them.
Right. And for location, you think that's the best location right across from the homeless shelter? It's just that environment may affect the people that are actually,
Yeah, I think we kind of thought about it as well. The only challenge here is actually finding like a proper location. I think ideally when you look like with Vision Quest in Lake Logan, it's kind of really detached. That would be like an ideal type of location, but we are trying to really work with what we have currently in Merritt, and considering that the shelter, it's kind of like a gated community, so things that are happening there, it's kind of not open to the public. So if there are people who are actively using in the shelter, someone who's going to be in this program across the street, they might not be able to see all of that. But ideally, it's not perfect location. If we were going to acquire a different location that we can work with, we can actually pursue that. So that's why we want for now, if we can get a temporary use permit for maybe up to 3 years, and we can learn a lot of what's working and what's not working. And then after 3 years, we'll sit down and say, is there an opportunity to have like a better location, or maybe there will be more funding available at that time to actually acquire a property or to build a property that is not in the city core. Yeah.
thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
Councillor Richard.
Thanks for the information. I was wondering, after the 12-month program, are there programs that help clients go through the program and then find stable housing and employment? Are there programs for that funding?
Yeah, part of this program is really to make sure that they are stable enough so that we can help them, connect them to some employment coaches. Normally we would work with Work BC through the Open Door group. There are some work opportunity grants that they normally give. And then, so that's going to be our job to make sure that before somebody exits, they are equipped with all these skills. If we are not confident enough that they are ready to go out there, because again, if you exit them early, they're just going to go back to the shelter again, because that's where they can actually be accommoded. So yeah, we would really work hard with every partner that is available out there to make sure that the exit, the transition is smooth. And then some continual after, what do you call them? After exit supports.
Aftercare
Yeah,
or something?
yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Councillor Sherry.
That was basically thank you for the presentation. It's excellent. But that was my question too. I wanted to know, you say the program's from 12 to 24 months. And once they leave the program, after maybe 6 months, 3 months, they find themselves in a situation where they're getting stressed and they need help. Can they come back just for a day program, or are they on their own after that?
Yeah, so I think in our experience at the mastered seat, someone would exit the program. There were like a lot of factors happening, but one of the flexibilities that we're going to have in this program is to be able to accommodate them back. Like I said, the aftercare service ideally we should be able to check in with them for the after 6 months of exit. So making sure they're still attending their AA or NA meetings. And if we still have some cultural sessions or supports that are still happening on site, we would want them to make sure that they continue to access those supports as long as they are still local. If they relapse, they will be allowed to come back again into the program as long as they go through the detox. The day supports that you were talking about, I think this is something that we're going to develop as we go, because currently these types of programs are not well funded. So a nonprofit has to be very creative to see where you can get. That's why we want to work with almost everyone, First Nations Health Authority, Interior Health Authority, to see if they can just bring in some additional supports that we're going to need, because the funding model does not cover a lot of things. Yeah.
Councillor Hogan, again.
My next question is for staff, so I would like to know any implications for council to issue that license or the exemption.
Thank you, Your Worship. The process that took place right now would be an application to Development Services for a temporary use permit. They would make a full review of the application as it relates to the official community plan. And if there are deviations from a good fit, probably deny it and refer it to council for final decision.
Councillor Sherry.
Is this facility currently zoned for the facility?
I think it's currently zoned as a commercial property, so it's not.
Yeah,
Yes, my understanding is not zoned specifically for the supported service. That would be required, which is why the temporary use permit would allow, if granted, the use of that temporarily until other processes or possibly a move to a different location would be appropriate. That's sort of the intent of the temporary use permits.
thank you. So thank you for what we'll do at this point in time, we'll take this for information only at this point in time. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. This is gonna have to go towards the city in an open house, town hall situation. We're not gonna fall into the same situation that we fell into with the shelter. That was pretty ugly for all of us to have to go through. So this needs to be out in the open, out in the public, and it needs to be, before we even consider talking about it. So right now we'll take this in as information and we'll go through those processes. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And with that, 6.1, a municipal alcohol policy follow-up report. We do have a recommendation that the municipal alcohol policy as attached to the October 22nd, 2025 report of the Director of Corporate Services be adopted. Councilor Petrosi, Councilor Etchart, any questions on this? All those in favor? Opposed, carried. 7.1 bylaws. Zoning amendment bylaw number, sorry about that. Zoning amendment bylaw number 2410-2025. We need first, second, and third reading. So we will go with the recommendation that council gives the first reading to the zoning amendment bylaw number 2410-2025. Councilor Ogun, Councilor Etchart, any questions on this? It's all pretty self-explanatory in your packages there. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Recommendation that gives second reading to zoning amendment bylaw number 2410-2025. Councilor Baxter, Councilor Ogun. Any questions? All those in favor? Carried. Recommendation that council gives third reading to zoning amendment bylaw number 2410-2025. Councilor Petrosi, Councilor Baxter, any questions? All those in favor? Carried. Thank you very much. New business 8.1. Nickerman Indian Band Emergency Communications Agreement. I'll read the recommendation. Recommendation that council approve the proposed agreement with Nickerman Indian Band. And the second recommendation is that council direct the mayor to sign the proposed agreement with Nickerman Indian Band as attached to the September 12th, 2025 report of the Emergency Program Coordinator entitled Nickerman Indian Band Emergency Communications Agreement. Councilor Baxter, Councilor Petrosi, any questions on this? Councilor Ogun.
Can staff provide a summary of this, please?
Thank you,
See you.
Worship. If it's all right, I would ask Adam, manager of emergency management, to come up and introduce the subject. Thank you.
Start. You're up.
Hello, good evening. This is a agreement. It doesn't really ask us to do very much, is what I'll say. It asks us to share information, and it's primarily a relationship building agreement. There's very little, essentially no operational ask here. It asks us to share information about emergency support services delivery and information if we declare a state of local emergency with Nickerman Indian Band. This agreement has also been proposed to the Thompson-Nicola Regional District and the City of Kamloops. I personally don't see an operational need for it, but I think on a relationship building note, there is value in this agreement. I think it's a good step that the city can take towards truth and reconciliation, building relationships with our neighbors.
And I think this is a step towards the MOUs that we're trying to work towards. So, Councilor Ogun.
May I ask who prepared this agreement? I just want to see if there is any legal implications in the future.
The agreement was originally proposed by Nickerman Indian Band.
Have any of the other bands requested this kind of information? I'm assuming once one does, the rest will probably want to follow. I'm assuming.
I have not had any similar requests made from other bands. I think this is just my own commentary on this. I think this community sees themselves as fairly isolated, especially after last summer and the Shetland Creek wildfire. And they're just looking for that reassurance from us as sort of the larger community in the Nicola Valley area that we're able to support them.
Excellent. Any other questions? I have a mover and seconder. Do I have this? Okay. Okay, thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship.
8.2, East Merritt Utility Corridor Functional Planning Study. Recommendation that the October 18th, 2024 report of the Director of Public Works and Engineering Service entitled East Merritt Utility Corridor Functional Planning Study be received for information. Councillor Baxter, Councillor Ogan. Any questions? Because it's going to be for information only. All those in favor? Carried. Opposed? Carried. 8.3. One second. Municipal Finance Authority of BC Schedule of Authorized Signers. Recommendation that council appoint Rick Green, Acting Chief Administrative Officer, Linda Brick, Corporate Officer, and Kevin Nakajimi, Director of Finance and HR and CFO, as the authorized officers for the City of Merritt with the Municipal Finance Authority of BC. Councillor Petrosi, Councillor Hogan. Any questions on this? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Second here. 8.4, resolution regarding banking. Recommendation that council amends the signing authorities for the City of Merritt to the current elected officials, mayor and council, and appointed officials, municipal employees as identified in the check signing policy. Councillor Rogan, Councillor Petrosi, any questions on this one? Those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Second recommendation that council moves to appoint the elected officials and appointed officials to be authorized to sign the Royal Bank of Canada banking documents on behalf of the City of Merritt. Can I use the same secondary mover on that one, or do I have to? Councillor Rogan, Councillor Petrosi. Any questions on this? Those in favor? Opposed? Carried. 8.5, Finance and Audit Committee Appointment 2026. Recommendation that council appoint Councillor Egan to the Finance and Audit Committee. Councillor Ogan, Councillor Petrosi. Councillor Egan isn't here, so. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. 8.6, recommendation, 2025 Q3 report from the Bailey House Visitor Information Center. Recommendation that the October 23rd, 2025 report of the Director of Community Services entitled 2025 Q3 report from the Bailey House Visitor Information Center be received for information. Councillor Baxter, Councillor Charney. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. It's nice to get that report. Curling Club Lease Agreement. 8.7, recommendation. I'll just do the first recommendation that council direct staff to proceed with the development of a new lease for the curling club based on option B of the September 17th, 2025 report of the Director of Community Services entitled Curling Club Lease Agreement and return it to council for final consideration. Councillor Ogan, Councillor Petrosi, questions on this? Councillor Charney.
How much did the city put in towards the repair of the roof? Do we know that amount?
80,000.
80,000. And this is a privately owned building
Privately owned building, we own the land.
and we own the land. I think this swings back to privately owned facilities where taxpayers are paying for it. I have a problem with that. With my limited mathematical sense, it looks like they have about 100 members and a community of 7,500 people. It's a small population that use the facility, and we're asking taxpayers to pay for this, and they're not actually using it. So I have a problem with this type of an arrangement.
Councillor Etchart.
This is for the curling.
It's the curling club lease. We have three recommendations.
I understand the cost is a lot for the building. But on the other hand, if we don't help the curling club and then because it's on city land, the city ends up back with it, we'd end up having to pay for it anyway because it's our land if they stop operating, maintaining it, having events and everything else as well. I like that the curling club is still in there, like I can appreciate what you're saying, but also there's 100 people and it's open to the whole community to take up curling and recreation, and rather than cut programs, it's an investment in something that we can encourage more activities. There's rental space available and there's a lot of activities that are there. So while I can agree that not a lot of people use it, that's how it used to be with, say, the pickleball, where there's more members showing up all the time. So I don't know. I'm in support of the curling club. Roof repair.
So there comes a point in time where you have to have these items to have people in your community and foster community growth. So I will support the signing of the lease. I do notice, well, I'll wait till, I will wait till recommendation number 3, but any other questions on this? Councilor Rogan.
I was deciding between option B and C. So I think that the goal is to, at some point, to get to option C. But right now, the recommendation on the option B, I feel like we will be better with the adjustment in 2026. So we will see what are the real operation costs, and we can make adjustments to that one. So I feel comfortable with option B.
Thank you. Councilor Baxter.
The curling club really does benefit this town. They do a lot of fundraising. They help the high school out. The high school gets to go and do sessions down there, and they let to learn from the older members. My kids love the curling club. I go down there all the time, just seeing people playing. It's kind of fun, and you can actually watch it online now from your phone. As long as you download their app, you can see the ends. So I think we should support the curling club because it is a benefit. Sometimes they have lower members, but sometimes they gain more members.
Any other questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Recommendation number 2, recommendation that council direct staff to provide findings of energy used by Merritt Curling Club at the end of their operational season. Councilor Ogan, Councilor Petrosi, any questions on this? Any comments, CAO, you want to make on this? We're good? Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Recommendation number 3, that corporate officer be directed to provide public notice of a proposed below market value lease to the Merritt Curling Club for the 2102 Kootley Avenue and 1755 Coldwater Avenue in accordance with sections 24 and 26 of the community charter. Councilor Etchart, Councilor Baxter, just so we now know that we no longer can lease things out at $1 anymore under the community charter. So that will have to change as we move forward. We've also had this conversation with the golf course as well. So that's something we can no longer do. So any other questions on that? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. 8.8 discounts on NVAC membership for the 2025 season. Recommendation that council direct staff to advertise and offer a 20% discount on Nicola Valley Aquatic Center annual membership, a 10% discount on punch cards, monthly memberships, and merchandise during month of December 2025. Councilor Ogan, Councilor Baxter. I think I bought my punch card at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Councilor Petrosi.
Yeah, just a question, just for using the gym, or is it a
It's
combined?
the whole place.
Okay.
It's the whole
Have
place.
they ever thought of just gym pass?
I don't think that would work out very well because most people that use the gym go into the pool to use the sauna and everything. So almost everybody that I work out with ends up going into the pool. So yeah, it doesn't really, I think it makes more work for staff than it does anything else.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll find people that will do that and then kind of wander into the pool.
Okay.
So I think it's just, I think this is just cleaner all the way through.
Right. I was just speaking to some people in the community about working out of the gym, the costs there versus maybe going to the pool and just using the gym, not using
Well,
any
you
other,
can do that. You can come in and there's a gym rate, strictly a gym rate.
strictly a gym rate.
Yep, there's a
Okay,
gym rate.
okay.
If you chose, you can actually go in there and pay for a shower if you wish to. So if you don't want to use the pool, you don't have to.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. And I do believe, Alec, we have the ability for kids underage with parents to be involved in there as well. Yes? Yes, we passed that a few years ago. Good. Councilor Rogan.
So question to staff. I remember last year it was implemented a 20% discount, but the year before it was the 15% discount. At that time, we did a comparison analysis between the revenue, sales revenue. have we seen any numbers that suggest that we should maintain the 20% discount for this year?
We'll get, we'll
Yeah,
call.
if it pleases you, we can get them. Yeah.
Yep. Could you push the button out, please? Thank you.
No, I didn't have the numbers from last year to this year. But 20% was what we did in the past, and then it went to 15%, and then we went back to the 20%.
But there was good reception and good usage at the
Yeah,
time.
for sure.
Yes.
We sell a lot of memberships in December.
Thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Notice of motion. Councillor Charney submitted the following notice of motion on the October 14th, 2025 regular council meeting. Recommendation that the 2025 budget be amended to include the cost of repainting the interior of the senior center up to a cost of 17,000. Councillor Charney, would you like to address that, please?
This is a city-owned facility. It's extremely well used. It is in need of painting. And I think it reflects poorly upon the city to have a facility that looks that shabby. So I recommend that we put this amount into the budget. And I don't, I say up to a maximum of 17,000 because I don't think it will cost 17,000. I think their last quote, and I think everything changes dramatically, but the last quote was 13,000. So I just bumped it up to 17 just to cover any inflationary costs.
Do I have a seconder? Councillor Petrosi. Council, any questions on this? Councillor Chern. Councillor Hogan.
Okay, so just for my own understanding, so if we move forward with this notice of motion, so that means that we are gonna be reviewing this allocation at budget time, or it's gonna be approved at this time and we don't have to discuss it later on?
For myself, I'd like to see this come at budget. Because it's got to be CFO, this has got to be, we've got to find money for this, and that would be budget time would be correct, would it not?
Thank you, Your Worship. You can direct staff to issue this as a budget amendment. So we are preparing that for the fall and such that there's execution timing available in the first part of the year. If we wait until the budget process, we're looking at May 14th before bylaws are adopted. So if this is a project that we envision executing on between January and April, then council may consider directing us to include it as part of the amendment bylaw for the 2025 budget, even if the spending occurs in 2026, such that staff can begin working on it earlier, and that's up to council.
So I'd like to make a friendly amendment that we move this to consideration for budget now. On the amendment alone, on having it moving to budget. For no, all those in favor? Opposed? Now on the main motion that the 2025 budget be amended to include the cost of repainting the interior of the senior center up to cost of 17,000. I have a mover and seconder on that already, do I not? Yes, I do. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Reports from council, the ever popular reports from council. Oh, look at that. Councillor Baxter can't even hit her button fast enough.
I have a lot.
Good.
So on Thursday, the 16th, I went to the Nicola Valley Transportation Society meeting. And then I attended their AGM right after. And then on the 16th, I went to the Finance and Audit Committee. And then I went to the COW meeting on the 16th. And then the COW meeting on the 21st. The cost and bylaw one. And then on the 22nd, I went to the town accessibility walk where the mayor pushed me around in a wheelchair. And then on the 22nd, I went to Merritt Country Christmas. That is going quite well. They're all excited, and if people want craft tables or in the parade, they might want to fill out the paperwork now. And then on the 23rd, I went to the Policy and Bylaw Committee. On the 27th, I went to the Stu Weeks meeting, and that's going really well. And they're going to do another walkthrough in November. And then today I went to the Gateway 286 groundbreaking blessing ceremony. It's pretty good.
Councillor Petrosi.
Monday, October 20th, I attended Central Elementary with councillors Charney and Egan discussing the possible school closure. Tuesday, October 21st, attended we had a committee of the whole. We discussed the DCC bylaws. And this afternoon, I attended the Gateway 286 groundbreaking blessing ceremony, and Mayor Getz, Councillors Olgan and Baxter were there also. It was actually very, very well done. Looking forward to progress up there. Charlie.
October 16th, there was a cow meeting which I attended, and then a finance and audit committee. October 17th, went to Spirit Square for the Chilean coats. It looked very well attended, and as usual, they did a great job providing coats and toques and mitts for people. October 20th, Central School for the closure. I thought it was extremely well presented. It wasn't emotional. They had facts and figures, and they were ready to answer any question that was thrown at them. And that was an excellent presentation. October 21, a cow meeting for DCCs, and October 23rd, a policy review meeting.
Councillor Hogan.
Yeah, almost the same. So October 16, Finance Committee and cow meeting. October 21, the cow meeting to deal with the DCCs. And today, October 28th, the Gateway 286 groundbreaking.
Thank you. So October 16th, I was at the same finance and cow meeting. October 17th, I was with Big Power Films, Simon Rizzardo, doing a shoot for a CCTV show where they come to your town and kind of rebuild your town. So did a little deal there. Thought that was kind of interesting. And then went to Chilean Coats after that. October 19th to 20th, I was in Kelowna shooting a documentary on a thing called Not Just One Voice. This is being done by an individual who lost her parents due to them waiting to be seen at a hospital, and several other people that have been impacted by our health community. And I was asked to represent rural communities, and I was more than happy to do it. So it was a long 2 days of shoots where you sit for 4 hours and then do 13 seconds of work, and then you sit for another 4 hours. But it was interesting. I think it will have quite the impact. This is being backed by the Sophie Trudeau Foundation, and I think it's timely. On the 21st, I met with the Community Futures Nicola Valley director. We have a monthly meeting every month just to see what's going on in the community, where we're going, where they're heading. I also met with the LeBays to get the first poppy from the Legion people, which is nice to have. I can't wait till the 1st, apparently. And then I went on the town walk with Chris on the accessibility, and it was very eye-opening for us people that were mobile, whereas Chris is not. So he showed us a lot of issues, and I just about dumped Councillor Baxter out of that chair more than once. But hey, it was all part of the experience. October 23rd, I was at TNRD. October 24th, I had a meeting with the TV show casting director for the Hometown Takeover, which we have now been into, I think, one of the final cities. We'll see how that works out. October 27th, I did a thing with Van Vedelesso interview on the flood. It's a flood documentary, and they were here shooting that, and they'll be here for quite a while shooting that as we move on. And it's about our move forward on the flooding where we are now as opposed to then. October 28th, today was up at the spiritual opening of 286. Nice to see things happening up there, and it's really good to see it. Just a little plug, on November the 16th, I will be doing my city or my flood walk again, as I always do. And if anybody is interested, I'll be leaving at about 9 o'clock in the morning and walking the site again. So I always do. It's just kind of something I do. Nobody has to attend. I just like to do it. But if you're interested, I'm going. Gas Buddy, Hope, today, thanks to Councillor Petrosi, 126.9. That's great. Chilliwack, 149.9. Caslow, 157.9. Terrace, 143.9. And Merritt, 138. So we weren't the highest, but we weren't the lowest. So the winner this week is Hope. So anyone? Oh, Councillor Richer.
Well, I think we all pretty much do a lot of the same meetings, but yeah, the 16th Finance and Audit, cow for the community plan. 17th, the Chilean coats at ICS and Spirit Square. They did a really good job, and it was nice to have everybody out. It was a nice sunny day. October 21st, we had the DCC meeting. Councillor Charney and I also went to emergency services after that, trying to keep up with changes and things. Last month, I forgot to even mention about UBCM because so many other things going on, and it had been a long time since our last meeting. So, and then October 23rd, we had a policy review meeting, and that went really well. Lots of good discussion, and yeah, it went well.
Excellent.
That's it.
Thank you, everyone. CAO report. CAO.
Thank you, Worship. We put together a fairly extensive report for your viewing pleasure from all departments. I will be looking for some feedback if you like that level of information, if you'd like to see more or less. The intent right now is to have that report provided at the second council meeting of each month. And something a little less formal at the first meeting, maybe just a verbal at that point, so we can focus on the higher quality information on the second meeting.
Any questions on the CAO report? Councillor Baxter.
I really enjoyed this report. Like, this was a good amount of detail, although like sometimes I was like, ooh, that's a lot of detail, but I really enjoyed it because I got to learn more about what everybody does working for the city of Merritt and all the things that they have to do. And some of this is like eye-opening that citizens should actually read this report and see how much work we actually do.
Thank you, Councillor Charney.
It's very extensive. I enjoyed reading it. See exactly what is happening in the city. Two little tight ones here and there.
Shutting your mic off now.
No, it was excellent, and I really enjoyed reading it, so that's really good.
Thank you, Councillor Ogan.
Yeah, so I did enjoy reading the report. Thank you so much for providing that report. So we were missing that.
Yes, I have to agree. This is the report that we have been asking for and looking for. And what I like about this is that I can now save this and use this to answer questions when they come my way. So I would suggest everyone does the exact same thing because it covers every little bit that we have. And yes, I would prefer to see this every time we have a report every 2 weeks or so. I think this is exactly what we need. So thank you very much for an excellent report, and thank you to all the department heads that helped out with it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 information items. Councillor Charney.
Could I just make a suggestion? Like when you present it next time, if there is something being updated, finished, whatever, highlighted in red, or, oh, can't do red because we get black
Green.
and white.
Green.
We get black and white, no color.
Oh, I got color. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, because you're the mayor.
No, I just picked color, not black and white.
Oh, well, I get mine given to me. But if you could put it in italics or something or underline it so that we could see, oh, right, that's the change. Yeah. Yeah, that would be great. A new section, yeah, but then you have to go back to the others. So if it was right in the report, then we got it.
I am going to shut your mic. I am going to shut your mic off any minute. So. Anything else on the information items? Other information, there's a thank you from the Nicola Valley Pro Rodeo. Sometimes we say that people don't thank us, and they did, so I think they should see that. Recommendation that this meeting be closed to the public pursuant to section 91A, personal information about an identifiable individual who holds or is being considered for a position as an officer, employee, or agent of the municipality and another position appointed by the municipality. C, labor relations or other employee relations, and I, the receipt of advice that is subject to the solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose. If the council considers that disclosure could reasonably be expected to harm the interests of the municipality of the community charter, or the community charter. Councillor Etchart, Councillor Baxter, all those in favor? We'll go to closed. We'll take 5 and then we'll hit the closed. Thank you, everyone. Mic's off.